Hello, everyone. This is Mrs. Stone, and hopefully, I have the home teacher and the student listening to this lesson. The student's probably going to try to convince you, oh, I learned all about that yesterday. Well, they did, but I want to tell them right now you learned the framework. You're not done with that thesis statement yet. So, what we did yesterday in class was I said, I want to pretend like I am writing a report on China. And so my thesis statement that I came up with, and I told them they could copy this. They're going to copy a template. Is China, one of the world's most ancient countries, has an interesting geography, fascinating history, and an amazing culture and a robust economy. I told them that their thesis statement had to include 5 different things. And those 5 things were the name of the country, it had to mention the word geography, history, culture, and economy. That's what's going to be the next 4 paragraphs of their paper. And so after I read the thesis statement of anything, I should be able to tell what is coming up in my entire paper. I don't have to give great detail about it. I just have to give an overview of what I should expect. So those are the things that I told them that I expected in their thesis statement. So what we did is we came up with a template. The template was, it looked like this. I told them that they could not use the adjectives that I use, and so we put blanks there. I want you to notice, if you'll go back to my original thesis statement, that I have China, one of the world's most ancient countries. That one of the world's most ancient countries is a descriptive phrase describing China. I would like for them to put something in there that helps describe their country. Now, they don't really need to put anything in that phrase that might be mentioned somewhere else in the paper. It kind of needs to be a unique fact that they found out about their country. And um, we're going to get to the part about how come I can use the whole ancient countries thing in just a little bit. So this is what we talked about in class. And so this is the template that we finally came up with. And so I noticed that when I told them, okay, I want you to fill this out, they were looking through the resources that I gave them, which I want them to do. But a lot of them were just plugging in adjectives as fast as they could find them, even if it didn't make sense with their country. So home teachers, that's one of the jobs you need to go through. You need to go through and check to see if their adjectives even fit their country. Like if they have a very tiny island country, they shouldn't be using the term vast for anything. Vast geography, um, it, nothing like that, because it just doesn't apply to their country. So they need to make sure that their adjectives fit their country. So one of the things that I did to beef up my sentence, to beef up this thesis statement that I gave them, is that I changed the word geography to geographical features. If they choose to keep the word geography and not change it, I am perfectly fine with it. You still have to remember that this is their paper, and if they, feel strongly about using something, then we need to keep it in there because it's their paper. So I changed geography to geographical features, and I'm fine if you keep it geography. So what I did is to change mine a little bit, and I beefed up the original statement. I used better adjectives. I used a more vivid verb, and I beefed up my descriptive phrase describing my country. So my new thesis statement sounds like this: China, a beautiful country with one of the world's most ancient civilization, boasts a variety of geographical features, a complex history, a unique culture, and a robust economy. So I've gone from what we came up with in class. I changed my verbs to make them better. I beefed up my descriptive phrase describing my country, and I changed my verb to a more vivid verb. And this is what I came up with. That is all I'm asking you to do. I'm asking you to take the framework that we did in class, and I want you to change it to make it better, to make it stronger. Okay, so what I did is one of the things I want you to notice, you don't have to keep it in this form. You just have to make sure you mention all the things I want, those 5 different things. You don't have to keep it in this form. One of the things that you may notice is that you could actually change it to a beautiful country with one of the world's most ancient civilizations, comma, China boasts a variety, and it goes on. So all I did was I took that descriptive phrase and I moved it in front of my country's name. That's all I did. All right. So it doesn't have to fit the template that we came up with. It just has to include all the same items. So one of the things that I want to show you is that I took all of the note cards that I would have. And so I said there was going to be 4 paragraphs, right? 4 paragraphs in the body. So you have 4 sets of note cards. All right. I want you to take your geography note cards and take them off the table. All right. After you take the geography note cards off the table, you have 3 sets of note cards left. Here's the exciting part. I'm going to let you eliminate one of those paragraphs entirely. Now, this is how you're going to decide which paragraph you need to eliminate. You need to look at your note cards and say one of 2 things. I either have way too much information on this paragraph and I don't know how I'm ever going to get it into one paragraph because it's going to only be one paragraph. Or you might say, I don't have enough information on that paragraph and it was going to be pretty weak. So when I talk about a balanced paper, which we'll talk about next week when you start writing your geography paragraph, when we talk about a balanced paper, when you come to the body of the paper, you want to make all of your paragraphs relatively the same size. They don't have to be exactly the same size. You just can't have an extremely noticeable difference. And so when I looked at my note cards, my pretend note cards, on the country of China, I could tell that my history paragraph was going to be way bigger than the other paragraphs. Okay, so what I've decided is I've decided to take out my history paragraph. Now, this is why I'm able to use my phrase at the beginning, a beautiful country is one of the world's most ancient civilizations. I took that phrase, ancient civilizations, out of that history paragraph. Well, I can use it as my describer now because I'm no longer having the history paragraph. So one of the things you might do is take something from the paragraph that you eliminate and use that as your descriptive phrase. That's what I did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to completely eliminate my history paragraph. So now I have changed my 6-paragraph paper. Remember, we have an introduction and a closing, and then you were going to have 4 paragraphs in the body of your paper. We've now changed a 6-paragraph paper to a 5-paragraph paper. So you have an introduction, a closing, and you only have 3 paragraphs in the body of your paper. We've done the research on the country, but I've had to eliminate something because it was going to be a weak paragraph. So that's how you do research. You find information that you need, and then eventually you're going to have to start taking out stuff because it was either too much, it didn't make sense, it didn't fit, it was going to be too weak. This is part of research, all right? So what I've done is I've eliminated the history paragraph in my paper. And so if I eliminate the paragraph, I have to eliminate it in my thesis statement also. So now my thesis statement reads, China, a beautiful country with one of the world's most ancient civilization, boasts a variety of geographical features, a unique culture, and a robust economy. That's my thesis statement. I have gone from something very simple with very boring adjectives, boring verb, okay, and I've changed it to something much better. It's beefier, it's stronger, and it's a great way to lead into a paper. Now, what I want you to do is you're going to keep this in your binder. Keep all of your rough draft stuff in your binder because you never know when we might be able to use it. And you never know when I might check it to see if you're keeping up with me. Next week, on Monday, I will have a video kind of helping you through the geography paragraph. But today you're just working on the thesis statement. You have today and tomorrow to figure out what paragraph you're going to eliminate to fix your thesis statement. And I want that completely done by Friday because we're going to write the rest of your paragraph at school. So I need that completely done. Now, to go back to some of the adjectives and stuff, home teachers, these are the words that we've outlawed. They can't use fascinating, amazing, great, good, bad, nice, awesome, cool, robust, fun, interesting. And something that we need to remember for futures, and I will keep reminding you this when we get to the geography pair, they are not allowed to use pronouns in an expository paper, okay? They can get away with using it, but no personal pronouns like I, me, we, she, they, all of that. That will not be allowed. So they cannot use pronouns in an expository paper. So I think I've explained this pretty well. Um, we're not going to move on to geography. Please do not go ahead of me. I'm afraid if you go ahead of me, you're going to watch the video on Monday, and then a lot of stuff that you did may not work, or you may be headed down the wrong track. I don't know. But you need to stay up with me. Don't get behind. Don't go ahead. So I've planned this all out. So you have 3 home days to work on a paragraph, which means that you will have 2 weeks before spring break, and then we'll keep working on it after spring break. Home teacher, the rough draft does not need to be in cursive, and their final paper will be typed, so that's not an issue. So less whining on their part about writing it all out in cursive. When we get to the end, we'll talk about color editing and things like that. Home teachers, if you have any questions whatsoever, please, instead of going down the wrong path and taking them in the wrong direction, just shoot me an email and ask me the question that you have. It's better for me to catch this stuff early rather than wait until the very end of the paper and then you have to go back and fix a whole bunch of things. So please, if you have any questions, please, please, please let me know. Guys, students, all right, you can do this. I have great confidence in you. You guys are great writers, but sometimes you tend to be a little lazy. You try to take the shortest and the fastest route. That's not, the more you learn now, the less you have to figure out when you're older. Remember, we talked about in class, writing is just like math. There is a formula for doing everything. Once you catch the formula for writing, the process of writing, you don't have to figure it out anymore. This is the same process that you're going to be using from now until eternity, as long as you have to write research papers. And I hate to tell you this, it's probably you're going to have to write a research paper probably every year that you're in school. Hate to break the news to you, but that's just the way it is. But if you learn it now, you learn how to do it correctly, you don't take the shortcuts, and you do it right, it's going to be way easier. And your mom is going to have less headaches. So hang in there with me. You can do this. I've seen you guys. I just graded your reading poster things. They were great. Okay. Now I know that mom's probably helped you on that, but a lot of stuff that you did was great writing. You can do this. You can get it done. Let's do a really good job and finish out the year strong. So that was my little pep talk for today. And get this done. You have today and tomorrow. Have it done on Friday. We'll work on your first paragraph, and then Monday we'll start on geography. Woohoo! So, moms, if you have any questions, please shoot me an email so we can get this taken care of. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you on Friday.